Hey, welcome, Todd and Erin Daily Stream. When was the last star added to the U.S. flag?
Wasn't it Alaska? And it was like 19...
much warmer.
Hawaii?
Yes.
Hawaii?
In 1960.
Wow.
Doesn't
I thought
that
it was
seem
the
like
40s.
right? It was just out there floating, not a part of anything.
Looking awesome.
Because today's Flag Day. Can we go back to the flag, please?
Oh, yes,
Today is
it's very
Flag Day.
majestic.
We got to go back and think about Betsy Ross and the first colony flag, which had 13 stars and a circle representing the colonies.
Todd will insist on telling you this because he was born in Lexington, Massachusetts.
I
You know
have
where
to.
the history is from.
That's
and
right.
he will tell it to you until you learn it or you beg him to stop, one or the other.
And in my town, when you grew up, if you stood still too long, they'd put a plaque on you. We had plaques under holes in buildings where musket balls went in during the battle of that year that went on, 1776. Anyway.
Remember you used to lecture the children on the 4th of July during the parade?
Yeah, and then I brought out my musket, and all the parents got really nervous. And it's like a 1782.
It is a cool musket.
Musket.
I mean, it really is. You have to admit.
It was Prussian, and it was switched over from a flint to a percussion cap.
Wow.
But the parents didn't like me bringing a gun out with all the kids.
Yeah, they frowned on
So I
that.
had to
Don't
put
know
it back.
why.
So anyway, Flag Day, which is kind of cool. And thanks for the pictures there, Mike.
You know, we missed yesterday was National Cupcake Day, which I'm really a little torn up about.
You know, the original cupcake was made back in 1904 by a guy named Mr. Cupcake. I'm lying to you now.
I don't think that
Get
really
used to
surprised anybody at
I
all.
have to go back to our dry cleaners. Don't say their name.
Why do we have to go back to the dry cleaners?
I have to go back because something happened today, and I stopped and I picked up my shirts. Where is my shirt? Why am I wearing? When I come back, I'll be wearing my shirt.
Do you want me to get up and get your shirt for you?
No, it's right there. I'll get it during a break. So I went to pick up my 7 shirts, and I pay for it. You know, I don't look. It's like that time our insurance screwed up, and I paid $800 for some pills.
Yeah, that was a
And I got
surprise.
home, and I was like, what? She goes, $800? I was like, whoa, that's not right.
Yeah,
So I'm driving down here, and for some reason, the receipt flies across. The windows were open. I grab it like this, and I look down, and I thought, oh, $3.96. That's not right. Because behind me in the car is 7 shirts.
Well, yeah, that seems a little low.
Then they charged me $3, unless they found money in my shirt pocket, and this is the balance.
Well, you know, that's a lot nicer than the other way where we get overcharged by $800.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's very nice. So you have to go back and say, are you sure that it was $3.96?
I have to go back and turn myself in.
You know, it's funny that you were talking about the prescriptions because I ended up with a chest infection, so Todd knew. I texted him from the doc in the box the way I always do. Something new has happened, and I run down to get the meds. And it's that one new pharmacist, and she has a voice that carries like this. It's very clear. It carries.
It's horrific.
Very far.
Now, remember when they have a line that says, please stay here for the privacy of the person
Which is about
the counter.
maybe 2 feet away.
No, it's about 6.
I'm not even sure
but
it's that
it
far.
doesn't matter with this
So
woman.
she launches into this long and hideous description of everything that is going to happen, including colors.
Right.
And a lot of things. And she kept re-emphasizing. I'm like, thank
Really
you.
loud.
I've had a chest infection before. I know exactly what this is. Thank
Right.
you. And she continued. Then she started with the next set of pills and continued again. So by the end of it, I was like...
And these pills, these aren't the kind you take for a UTI either. These are for your chest.
You can't mix and match those. Thank you. So, I mean, at that point, you know, you don't even want to turn around and go in the exit because it's like they'll all look at you and you're doing the walk of shame holding this bag of pills. And all I want to do is go, it's a chest infection. It's a chest infection. And it's not going to. So I actually just slunk underneath the rope and just slithered away the other direction because it's like, I know they're strangers. I know they don't know. They're probably not judging me. They're probably going, oh, God bless you. I've had worse. But why did...
trying
You've
to think
said
of
it before when you've had the medication before and you say, I've had this medication before.
Right.
Why would you insist on continuing?
with a megaphone.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure there was everybody in the health and beauty products aisles that heard me. So that was great.
I think the one that she said to me is, if that doesn't get things going, take another one. And it's not what you think. Most of you. And she said it really loud.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, and we know all the pharmacists and stuff, and they're our favorite drug dealers, and they were all on the floor laughing.
It's nice to have their support.
Oh my gosh.
During those humiliating moments.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about was that e-bike thing that happened yesterday. We talked about it a little bit, but here comes some people roughly my age on a hill just cranking up the hill and like sitting back and drinking a bottle of water, and they're just, and they're pedaling, so it looks like really weird.
Like they might have made some stab at effort, yeah.
Something, they were like on steroids or something, and then I looked, and they had e-bikes, electric bikes, and so the whole discussion came up of, isn't that cheating? And I think we finally solved it.
Why? I don't think it's... Okay, you tell me what you think it solves.
Okay, so mountain biking, it's like, I'm going to bike my butt off. I'm going to get to the top of that hill, and I will feel a certain justice and power.
My thighs will be on fire with agony, but
burning,
I will have done it.
Burning.
Yeah.
Thighs of thunder. And meanwhile, the other people are like, we're here. We got to go.
We're balancing. There's some effort in balancing.
Here's the difference. The difference is that you can go faster, farther, faster, okay? So the e-bikes are for sightseeing.
Okay.
And the regular bikes are for killing yourself and getting thighs of thunder. So we've decided what that is, so we don't feel bad or think down on the e-bike
Why
people.
would you ever think down on the e-bike people? Because yes, they may not be doing the same amount of effort, but number one, they're still being environmentally friendly. They're not adding more pollution. There is some moderate effort. You do occasionally have to bike and pedal. You have to stay centered and not fall over. So there's that. Okay. I mean, there's some effort, but the point is that you're not wasting gas or you're not polluting the environment. So why not?
If I was a regular bicyclist and I was going up the hill and I saw these guys coming up behind, and I don't care if it's a woman or whatever, and she's on an e-bike and she's just whipping up the hill, I would seriously take my bike tire pump out and shove it in their spokes.
That's just mean-spirited.
The front ones too, so you go over. I would if I'm working so hard and it's just like, really, you're going to do that? And I was like, I don't think so.
Well, no, I mean,
not
they're
on my hill, lady.
If they're up on the trail with you and all going over the rocks and they're like, move over, then you can push them over. But if they're on a nice paved road enjoying the day.
Oh, God.
All right.
I got to talk about this because I saw it yesterday and it bugs me.
More controversy.
The Freedom Festival in Provo, and they have a parade.
Huge parade.
Has just denied 5 different floats that were wanted to be entered from the LGBTQ community. There are tax dollars, from what I read yesterday, that supplement the cost of the parade. Mm-hmm. I want you to read this. This comes from the mayor. Start there and keep going.
This is Provo's Deputy Mayor Isaac Paxman.
Yes.
Who said that the city did consider this incident in reviewing its bylaws. They've changed its Freedom Fest mission statement to include a non-discrimination clause. Doing so also allows the festival to be able to receive public funds. In a statement, Paxman wrote, "What Provo has for the first time ensured, though, and we feel good about this, is that the parade cannot deny applicants based on their religion, race, sexual orientation, and so on." In other words, applying to be in the parade
freedom
is sort of like applying to be for the post office, in the fact that you can't get turned down for one of those reasons, but those kinds of provisions don't mean for sure you'll get a job or be in the parade. They just say you won't be excluded on the grounds that the law has chosen to protect.
So all 5 groups that
didn't fit their criteria?
Didn't make it.
So they had revised the non-discrimination to allow everybody to apply so they could receive public funds.
Right.
But when these people applied, he said, well, it's like the post office.
Because
and you could apply, but that doesn't mean we're going to let you do it.
But they did everything everybody else did.
Were there any? Well, traditionally, if you're in a parade or not in a parade, they tell you, oh, your float didn't follow this, or you've got too many people, or your space is broader than what. What were the determinants that the city used to turn them down for the parade?
Yeah, but all 5 couldn't do it. So all 5 weren't in violation of that. I'm really upset about this. I feel very sad that Provo is doing this. I really do. It doesn't seem right. No one has an explanation.
Not when you're doing...
The post office explanation is the stupidest thing I've heard.
That's a weak one, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Provo, talk to your people. It's freedom.
And it's public funds.
Freedom.
It's private funding. It's not like I can say
No,
anything.
it's tax dollars as well.
But if it was private funding, there's nothing I can say. You can do anything you want.
If I'm correct on the tax.
No, it is because he stated it. Okay. That's why they revised the bylaws, so they could access public funds.
If you live in Nephi, you might want to get some Depends because you're going to pee your pants when I tell you this.
Surprise!
All right.
They really seriously have not found this thing yet.
I live in Nephi. I love this place. It's calm. It's quiet. It's beautiful. And the Nephi City Police have put out a warning. You've seen them, when they, not on the TV emergency broadcast thing. No.
No, just like notifications on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, be aware,
Take care of your dogs and your kids, it says. Be careful about them. Close. Watch them closely.
Would there be more clarification to include in that?
It's a red-tailed boa is on the loose. It's a constrictor.
A boa constrictor?
Yes. It's on the loose. How big? 7.5 feet.
You could you could swatter like a water buffalo.
Is that a chihuahua? No, it's a rat. Okay, we're all right.
7.5, you could practically swallow a water buffalo.
It's taller
That's
than
big.
me. It's longer than I am tall.
Wow. Yeah, that can eat a fair amount of bulk-ish thing. Yeah.
Yes. The mid-sized dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ominous.
Old fat one that can't run away. So if you're in Nephi,
you have an arthritic, chubby dog.
Or one that just wants to end it.
Oh. Did they say where the 7.5 foot boa constrictor became loose from?
Someplace around 8th North and 100 East in Nephi. The owner is the one who reported this. Evidently, left it open, and it crawled out and left the house.
If I had a 7.5 foot boa constrictor,
we wouldn't be married.
I wouldn't leave the door open.
We would not be married. You'd be a widow.
I like snakes.
A quiet.
You would be mad if I had a snake?
You'd be a spinster.
But you know I love snakes.
Cats. Instead of cats, you'd have snakes. You'd be the crazy snake lady.
I could get one tattooed on my face.
That'll even get more interest. That's awesome.
So
wow, Nephi,
that's awkward.
Look out. Be on your toes.
Nothing new. That's good.
Don't be constricted. All right.
I'm going to drop this story for right now, okay?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Fink & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. In 4 minutes, you will not believe how many wonderful mortgage options you'll have, and they'll call you back within the next business day. Mention Todd and Erin sent you. Also by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. They can create a media system for you, a wall that is so sophisticated and incredible, it will take your business into the next century. Go to brioaudiovisual.com. And by the New Millennium Financial Group. This is the time to figure out what you're doing with your kids' future, your retirement. And they'll start asking you the right questions. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on?
Thank you, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Thursday, June 14th on GephartDaily.com. 7 Ogden area teens were injured, 4 of them critically, after the car they were in drove off a cliff in eastern Weber County and it landed in a tree. The accident happened just after midnight on Thursday morning. Weber County Sheriff's officials estimated the juveniles were traveling at 70 miles per hour on State Route 39 in an area where the speed limit was 40. The car fell an estimated 120 feet before coming to rest in a tree. One teenager was able to climb back towards the road and use a cell phone to call 911. The 4 critically injured teens were flown by medical helicopter to a hospital, and the 3 with less serious injuries were transported by ground ambulance. Officials said it appears none of the injuries are life-threatening. A man shot and critically injured in Ogden on Wednesday afternoon has died from his injuries. The victim's name has not yet been released. Police have said he was in his mid-20s. Gunshots were reported at about 4:30 p.m. at a residence on the 600 block of 23rd Street, officials told Gebhardt Daily. The man died at the hospital. Investigators are searching for a specific suspect, a man they say was an acquaintance of the victim. And an alert has been lifted after the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office issued a warning to parents of small children in a Nephi neighborhood. A red-tailed boa constrictor had gone missing, and officers were worried that at 7.5 feet, the snake could pose a threat to children. But the mystery of the missing boa was solved 5 hours later when the reptile's owner found it well hidden and chilling out in the basement of its own home. Time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Today and Friday will be a lot like yesterday, with daytime highs dropping a few degrees until Monday, when that trend reverses. Nighttime lows should remain comfortable, with temps in the high 60s, making for comfortable sleep. Today's 105 temperature is the hottest day in St. George this week, with the mercury falling under 100 for the following days well into next week. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GetPartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. I got to tell you, you were on your walk last night. Last night, yeah, actually, very rarely, but you were out kind of late. You know.
I had the dog. I was okay.
And the tire squealing guys came back. So there's
At least it wasn't 3:30 in the morning this time.
Across the street, there's a ward and the big flat big parking lot.
And the nice ward has the nerve to have a really beautifully paved parking lot. And so, God bless them, when it's not in duty, at like 3:30 in the morning, drag racers decide to come and do endless cycles with the wheels squealing violently around and around
Yeah, it made
and
about,
around.
like, I don't know, about 20 passes just in a circle. And it's like they were amateurs. They didn't know how to do it.
I'd posted on our neighborhood board, and the bishoprics like, we're really sorry, we didn't know that. And they're like looking at options. People are like, planter boxes are good. And I'm like, no.
What's that? What's planter boxes?
They were trying to suggest maybe put planter boxes in the parking lot, like in strips, to like not, so they wouldn't stop. And I'm like, no, that's like a speed bump for them. But no, I felt bad because they seemed so guilty. And I'm like, it's not your fault that you have a nicely paved parking lot, but it's these those rotten kids. Oh my gosh, I'm my grandfather.
Look at you. It's kind of
my grandfather.
It's kind of what you do. Though.
No, it's really annoying.
Well, I know that's why you do it. Got your friends in the car. You go to a parking lot where it's safe, and then you try to peel all the rubber off your tires.
I can see that's completely logical.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we used to do that. We'd go down the school parking lot at night, you know, where the cops hung out, and we'd go screaming through the parking lot, locking them up and spinning around. Woo! We didn't have video games back then. We didn't have the internet. We had squealing tires.
Yeah, okay, James Dean, that's good.
And then the cops would catch you and they just, guys, what are you doing? And that's the way cops were back then. Then go, get out of here. And you left. You know why? Because they did it too. Oh, and the other thing, so I'm standing in my front porch. I'm trying to think what I was wearing at the time. Anyway.
Hopefully clothing. I would be happy.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
And I'm watching the squealing, and then they take off. And I want to take a picture of the car because I think that would be funny. But I didn't. They went the other way. And all of a sudden, the city truck pulls up. And on our street, there's a thing about people speeding and stuff. So they set up one of those speed camera things, not a ticket camera, but it says speed limit 25 miles an hour, and it goes 35. And then you slow down to 25, and it's all good. And people have been really good about it, and that's great. So at 11 o'clock at night, this truck shows up, 2 guys jump out, and they go up to the thing, and it has a boot on it so no one can steal it. Mm-hmm. And they roll it across the street and set it up for the cars coming the other way.
At 10:30 at night?
11 at night.
Do the road crews traditionally do those things?
I don't know who these guys were.
At 11 at night?
They worked with a city.
But it was a city truck.
It was a city truck. And it's like, maybe they do it at 11 so no one sees them doing it. So it's a shock when they...
Like you're tricking them.
It was just a weird... It's like, what? Squealing tires? Night working city guys?
Yeah, it's just the 11 o'clock at night for city signs that I'm like, really? What do you...
I don't have any idea why. Maybe they're just running late. I don't know.
Maybe they were having fun.
I want to talk to you about your money and maybe what you're going to do with it. New Millennium Group. They can tell you where to put your money, what to do, in what order to take maybe Social Security or retire or invest in your business or give your kids an education or don't, and take them out of the will if you want. You can do all these things, and you know what? They're going to put them together so it's going to work for you. So when you end up at not have to work anymore, they're going to have you set up for that. It's UtahFinancialPlanner.com. All right, you ready for this?
Mm-hmm. Tell me something good, please.
All right, stay with me on this, okay?
Some of the Tell Me Something Goods, as you know, always start intense.
This one's not so bad.
Okay,
listen.
Good.
All right, so this lady, Nana was in her house. She lives in a fourplex, and one day she heard this noise, and she went outside, and Sasha was there. Sasha, what are you doing here? And Sasha was yelling at the top of her lungs, like this. Sasha, no, and Sasha notified her that the fourplex was on fire.
That is an important thing. Thank you, Sasha.
Sasha blew right past Nana because there were kids in the house.
Oh, man.
Right? And Sasha ran up the stairs where this little one was and was sitting there in the crib. And Sasha didn't waste any time. She grabbed that baby by the diaper and dragged her down the stairs. Sasha's a pit bull. She picked the baby
out of the crib,
its diaper,
which would be like the scruff of the neck. That's amazing. Out of the crib, and brought her down the stairs.
And they grabbed Nana. Was
look
there.
At that face. I want to cry.
But the dog was like barking and made everybody kind of be aware of the fact that
beautiful little face.
Place was on fire.
And the baby's like, you can totally lick my face. I'm okay with
That's
it.
like
that is so beautiful.
It's the first wedgie that kid ever got, and it saved her life.
You know, stories like this are so important because pit bulls have the worst
They
rap,
do.
and it's not their fault based on some of the god-awful training and things that happen to them, because so many of them are so intensely protective. That is a gorgeous story.
Yeah, and their whole society set up for dealing with this reputation and stuff like that, and so every good story is a good story about pit bulls.
Alrighty, we've got Christopher's. We
Yep.
have got Dinner for Four. Starting next week, by the way, we're doing some whole cool new things with family reunions and offices and catering that will be really awesome. But for today, it is the wonderful Dinner for Four. We call it Dinner with Friends, where you get to hang out with people you love.
It's so good.
You get to go through all their glorious steaks. Yeah.
Side dishes alone are killer.
Like that filet mignon that you can apparently cut with a fork. That's nice. We're happy for you. And all you have to do is just share the show today and you're automatically qualified. Just share the show, and we pick from Get Part Daily or Get Part approved Facebook pages, from the Todd and Erin Facebook page. I don't care when you're watching because we do this every week. So just share the show whenever that happens to be, and you're automatically entered. And on Friday, we draw a winner.
Oh, this is cool. You know what's coming up next? Daisy and Erin are going to tell you where to go. Next.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape. Feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head... It is officially Flag Day today. We missed out on National Cupcake Lovers Day yesterday. What is wrong with us? What kind of values do we have?
Can we celebrate late?
I think we could. It seems like it should only be fair.
Every day is Cupcake Day.
I can go with that. Thank you. What is your? I'm sure that there's a British Flag Day.
Very good.
Flag.
Nice.
Okay.
Is there a British Flag Day? I'm sure there is.
I'm trying to think.
You're British. You guys like to have days like we have days.
Probably, although I bet they call it something fancy schmancy, you know?
Something cooler.
Over here it's just like Flag Day.
Let's just be straight ahead. That's what it is. I understand.
There probably is something. There was Trooping the Colour last weekend. Did you see the pics from that?
No, what is that exactly?
It is, it's the Queen's official birthday celebration, and it's what when you see them all out on the balcony.
Yeah.
And Meghan caused a big, and they look up because of the red arrows, and Meghan caused a big
Why did she
furore because she had a suit that was that bared her shoulders.
Oh my goodness!
And she looked gorgeous because they've just come back from their honeymoon, so she was all tanned and everything.
Nice.
But people were like, shoulders.
Really? I mean, it's not like she had any like plunging cleavage. She was just a little shoulder, and that was like, oh my god.
No, and it was cute. It was cute. It was a cute dress, but she's not going to be able to get it right, you know.
No, I don't think with those rules anyone can get it right. I'm sorry, I don't think the Queen can get it right. It's like
and everyone's split down the middle. But if she, when she made her first appearance when they were married and she wore like the pantyhose and her hair was all sleek, so then half the people are like,
she's wearing pantyhose.
Yeah,
good.
Well, she's getting it right, and then the other half are like, oh, we love Meghan with her messy bun and her bare legs, so she can't win.
No, you're screwed. Sorry,
baby.
Meghan. But
Sorry,
you know what?
Meghan.
You're in love. You're happy.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Totally.
Right. So, what are your plans for the weekend, you and Jay? Anything cool?
Oh, let's see. It's a busy weekend. I think we're doing Gallery Stroll tomorrow.
Oh, is it Gallery Stroll already?
Yeah, Gallery Stroll is tomorrow.
Explain Gallery Stroll, just if you've never heard of this, because it really is fun. It's free.
It is fun. It is fun. Well, it's basically, what is it? Is it third Thursday of the month already? That doesn't seem right. I think it's usually
I thought it was every second Friday.
Second Friday.
Friday,
that's what I mean, not Thursday.
Every second Friday, it's Gallery Stroll downtown Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and you basically, it's usually the galleries time their shows, so the show is opening at Gallery Stroll.
That makes sense.
And you can just go, we've talked about before, it's very family oriented. You can go and there's usually food and drink, and you can just wander around the galleries and, see what's new.
And a lot of them are within close walking distance of each other, so it's really fun.
Yeah, and the gallery that where my sister works that represents my mum and my sister, which is Modern West Fine Art, they have a gorgeous show by a guy called, I think he's called Jay Vihar Evanoff, and he's done these, I should have pulled a pic, but these beautiful pictures of like big like roses very close up, and they're gorgeous. So we're gonna do that.
Gallery Stroll downtown.
What are
Salt
you
Lake
guys
City.
doing? I'm trying to think what else we're doing. That. Do you have plans?
I think we're basically shooting video. That's pretty much all we're doing all weekend long is shooting video. We have a really good nanny, and we're taking advantage, and we're just going to go and shoot videos.
Sweet.
It's really going to be exciting. Although we do have a culinary surprise for you on Monday.
You do? Is it that horrible skin sandwich?
You might enjoy that. I feel like you're being very close-minded about the KFC skin sandwich. This might be a delicious thing, but no, that's not it. But I'm still disappointed that you're not willing to try it.
I think it's just the idea of eating a skin sandwich. I'm not a cannibal,
I know, but chicken skin is tasty.
Yes, yeah. But it's kind of a busy weekend, isn't it?
Well, there's, as always, wonderful freebie stuff, so that makes me so happy. Wait, I think this one is yours, isn't it? It is yours.
Yeah, Chalk Art Festival. Yeah, so this is cool. I don't know whether you've been to this, but I've been to this before, and it's at the Gateway. And so it starts tomorrow. It goes 12 till 9 tomorrow, 10 till 7 Saturday and Sunday. And it's, down the main street at the Gateway, they closed that off. And it's people doing chalk art, quite good chalk art.
Astonishing. Some of it, the 3D look is really amazing.
Yeah. And that, it's an event. So they've got, kids activities, interactive art projects, food tracks, and then you can watch the murals actually being made. And the cool thing about it is it's all the money raised benefits Utah foster care.
Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law were foster parents. As a matter of fact, they ended up adopting one of the babies. And so watching them and seeing what they have been through to take care of these children, and they're the most fragile creatures in our little solar system. It's like this. I can't think of anything better to support than the foster care. Anything.
To me, people who foster kids are saints. You know.
Well, you know my sister. She actually is so much better than me.
Not Jenny. The other one.
No, well, Jenny's no saint. You know that. Is Julie. You already know that Jenny and I aren't saints. It would be Julie. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I'm glad.
Patience and those kids are. They need love, don't they? And it's saintly to do that. So
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, if you could go and give a small donation to Utah Foster Care or whatever. And then the other thing, there's nothing wrong with this whatsoever, free food.
And it's awesome free food. Yeah, it's like fancy.
Yeah. So I was kind of I was reading about this and I was trying to find okay, what's the snag? So it's tomorrow at 3:00 at the main library. And it
Salt Lake City Downtown Library, that's on...
Yeah, it's 210 East, 400 South. Sample delicious treats made by local artisans while learning about different food making processes. And it's on level 2 of the library. And I was reading this and I'm like,
what's the catch? Because that's too awesome to live.
Yeah, just go and have some fancy free food at the library. Apparently there's no catch. I may be doing that tomorrow.
Oh, I think we'll be joining you. Yeah, Todd loves to cook, so he would actually be watching them do all the processes, and I'll be the one stuffing my face, but that's so good.
And I don't know about you, but I always love, one of the things I really love, I talked to you about this before, but when we go to England, I love kind of seeing what the new trends are.
I love that you come back with it too.
And there's always like I've said to you, there's always one or two things that are just crazy fashionable, And
it was like an old-fashioned thing that came back that was cool this time. It was a dessert. What was it?
Rhubarb and custard. Which was back in force.
I would be going, rhubarb and custard is okay.
Yeah, and then
but it was like glamorous.
Yeah, in all the posh restaurants, and then gin was, like I was saying, every pub you went in, Jay'd say, can I have a gin and tonic? And they'd go through okay, there's 10 gins, and he'd pick one, and then there's 7 different tonics, and then do you want long or short? And the people are very, very into their gin at the moment.
Fortunately, there will be no gin tomorrow at Taste of Utah, but that sounds amazing.
But you could go and do Taste of Utah and then go to a nice bar.
If you felt like you needed to, this is true.
Yeah,
I would be so full, I'd just be nappy.
Oh, I know. But that sounds great, doesn't it?
That's amazing.
So maybe we'll meet
especially
there.
Different styles, too. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of food, I thought this one was awesome. The Mines and Wines Tour. Okay. Tell me how random this is.
That's random.
It's a Friday. The first one's actually going to start tomorrow on Friday, June 15th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is the Park City Museum, which is on Main Street.
Okay.
Now, what they do is they do a 3-hour Park City tour of 6 historic locations paired with great wines. So they start at the Park City Museum and enjoy a vintage sparkling wine that was made for the King and Queen of Spain.
Ooh, yum.
And then you climb aboard a luxury vehicle for all the other stops. And so they take you through the Ontario Mine, Miners Hospital, the Silver King Consolidated, and the Red Light District. I don't know if you know.
Park City?
I don't know if you've ever known about, when this was a booming silver town, it had a roaring red light district.
Where?
And they had one woman, they had Ma, who weighed 300 pounds and she had one stump leg and she was in charge of everything.
Oh, I love her.
And I read all about it. It was so fascinating. So no, just totally scandalous. It was really fun.
Maybe you have red wine in the red light district or something like that. That is the most random thing I've ever heard.
Isn't that
sounds
awesome?
Amazing.
Light paired snacks are included on the vehicle, and there's a sommelier who will be going through all of the wine choices with you.
And is it very expensive?
It's spendy. That would be
spendy. It's a treat.
Yeah, it's spendy, but I think it's one of those things that's so awesome and random. You're like, I gotta do that.
Oh yeah,
somehow because it's cool.
Well, and plus, Park City in the summer is just heavenly because you go up there. It's cool. you can get out of the heat.
It's 92 degrees today along the Wasatch Front. Yeah. The other one that I thought was cool is on Saturday. This is the Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. This is free. It's the Utah Asian Communities, and it's the 41st Utah Asian Festival. So it's amazing. They have all kinds of different performances, exhibits, arts and crafts, marketplace, amazing foods, and that's everything from Cambodia, Chinese, Filipino, Hawaiian, Hmong, Indian, Indonesian. You have to remember how vast the Asian community is. Japanese, Korean, Laotian, Taiwanese, Thai, Tibetan, and Vietnamese.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Kids have a special celebration. They're celebrating the Year of the Dog, so there's like a big parade, and it's really cool.
Oh, I am so going to that.
Isn't that amazing? And
that sounds amazing.
I've always loved some of the celebrations that the Asian community puts on, but this is one of the best because everybody goes all out, and the food is amazing, and it's fun, and it's free admission, which is cool.
Amazing. And it could, like, something like that I love to go to get gifts, if there's upcoming birthdays or whatever, get some gorgeous, like, jewelry, and that sounds
isn't that amazing?
So cool.
But you just think about the vast, I had no idea the community was that vast. What was contained within the thing of Asian, and you think about that, but unbelievable amounts of different cultures.
Oh yeah, so I want to go to that definitely.
Right. So hopefully
there's our weekend buttoned up. I also want to see. I think I might go and see Ocean's 8 this weekend as well because I didn't see that last week.
Well, thank the good Lord, Incredibles 2 opens tomorrow, so I finally have something to take the children to. Yes. I've been waiting. There has been nothing that's been released, and it's summer, and there's been nothing for kids.
That's first thing. What's that all about? That's weird.
I know. This is the time, people. I need something to do with them. They're looking at me. They're sitting on the couch staring at me.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Would Zaki be into that too?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
Oh no, you'd be into it. The Incredibles.
Oh, I loved the first one. It was so funny.
I just said they're incredible.
It was incredible.
That's so sad. All right, stay with us because coming up next, not only do we have more information from Daisy, we're going to tell you about The Incredibles 2 and what everybody is saying. Stay with us. We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish. Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. It's Todd and Erin's Hollywood Connection. It's brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to Utah Heating and Cooling. Look, you need to get a tune-up on the air conditioner. It's only $39. It's going to save you so much money in energy bills. Okay, Incredibles 2. Daisy and I were just talking about that, and she's like, oh, would teenagers be interested? And I went, we're all going to be interested. It's the first major kid blockbuster of the summer.
We've been waiting for this for 10?
At least 10 years, right?
10, 12, 11, 12, something.
Yeah.
It's an incredible long time.
Craig Nielsen, Holly Hunter, they're back. Samuel Jackson's going to be back too.
Nice.
I'm dying to see this. But this is pretty cool. So going to Rotten Tomatoes, I was kind of stressed about this because, you know.
First of all, it's a website that rates movies. They're so well known that everyone goes there.
And so they do all the critics ratings, and then they extrapolate all of the audience reaction.
Real people.
I always prefer audience reaction because I feel most critics are bitter and hateful.
Yeah.
Not the 2 that I know here in Utah. I love you guys, but the rest of them are mean.
So it might not be.
You 2 will agree with me on that.
Might not be their genre, and they're just like, I don't like sci-fi.
We don't like it.
You know. But, okay.
Oh, this is 14 years later. Can you believe that?
All right, give them.
Okay,
what's the number?
This is incredible.
It's the movie is titled, yeah.
Okay, for critics, it's an average rating of 8.2 out of 10. 8.2 out of 10. That's pretty amazing for bitter, angry critics. Right. And, of course, for the audience, 97% approval. So it rocks.
So everybody likes it.
This is going to be amazing. And, of course, also the baby really comes out big time in this one. And
does she?
It's quite terrifying. So, yeah, they say the opening is going to be incredible. But, more importantly, 97% approval rating. So I'm so excited to see it.
That'll be cool.
We have to take the kids tomorrow because they stare at me. They sit on the couch and they stare at me. And I can't take the stress anymore.
All right.
That look, that accusing look as they just sit there and stare.
Okay.
They have iPads.
Okay.
What do they want from me? Interaction?
Mothering. All right, Daisy's turn.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by New Millennium Financial Group. You worried about rate hikes or where you're all the different things are supposed to go for investments? These are the guys that can tell you. UtahFinancialPlanner.com. UtahsFinancialPlanner.com. Also by Stay Fit Wellness Group. If you've got a chronic injury or something that's miserable and you're just so tired of it, maybe chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia, this is the place that will get rid of it for good. Go to stayfitwellnessclinic.com. Also by Fink & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. You will be amazed at how fast you can find out what kind of mortgages are available to you and how quickly they can close it for you. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news in the U.S. and around the world on Thursday, June 14th on GepardtDaily.com. German prosecutors have fined Volkswagen $1.18 billion for its use of software used to cheat on emissions tests, making it appear vehicles emitted fewer harmful emissions than they actually did. Prosecutors imposing the fine said the carmaker used so-called defeat devices on more than 10 million cars it made between 2007 and 2015. Company officials have said they don't plan to appeal the judgment. It's a fraction of what Volkswagen has to pay the United States, more than $23.5 billion. And for the second year in a row, Detroit has been named the worst place to live in the United States. The new report by 24/7 Wall Street ranks major U.S. cities judging on poverty, crime, education, economy, health, housing, and unemployment, among other things. Detroit has a median home value of less than $44,000 and a poverty rate of more than 35%. Only 14% of residents have a bachelor's degree. Ranking next worst was Flint, Michigan, followed by St. Louis, Memphis, and Cleveland. And a man believed dead and cremated has returned to his family in Japan. After getting over her initial shock, his wife and children called police to report the family had misidentified a corpse it was asked to ID at the hospital. Meanwhile, the family of the real victim had filed a missing persons report. Officials at the Tokyo Metro Police Department called the incident extremely regrettable and said, "We're determined to prevent a recurrence." And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Temperatures in northern Utah will remain toasty through the weekend with highs in the 90s and 80s, dropping about 20 degrees or more at night. But before you complain too hard, remember that southern Utah highs are in the 90s and 100s. But all of us gets cooler, more comfortable temperatures at night. For more news 24/7, check out GepardtDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. I want to give you Fink & McGregor, by the way, Mortgages Made Simple. I'm going to give you an example of how creative they can be. First of all, 600, credit score 600, they can do it. They can do a little under that even. But here's the funny thing. USDA, when you think of USDA, what do you think of? I think of beef, don't you? USDA, choice, right? Or select. There's actually a loan for this. There's a mortgage loan for USDA, and it has to do with the people who are living out in the country. And they have special loans just for them. And there's special products in the loan category that are all over the place. And Fink & McGregor and Jeff Stout, they know where they are and how they can help you out. So if you're looking for this, go to the website. Go to fink-mcgregor.com. There's a 4-minute quiz. And once you fill it out, they'll call you the next business day and start giving you options so you can buy a house. It's that simple. All right, so I'm surprised this isn't Tell Me Something Good.
It was too intense, and I wanted to share it today. I couldn't wait. There was an incredible baby shower that was held yesterday at the Baltimore Museum of Industry. The reason why they had to have it at a place as big as the museum is because
it's a cool place.
Baltimore City Deputy Sheriff James Dunton just learned that his daughter had been murdered. And she was pregnant at the time. Mm-hmm. It was unspeakable. So he has the 3 little ones. The
He's
doctors.
He's got 3 kids.
Yeah,
His daughter's kids.
His daughter's kids, and at the hospital, the physicians were relentless, and they managed to save the baby.
Get out of here.
The mother passed. His daughter passed away, but they were able to save the baby. So now, Deputy Sheriff
4.
Dunton is now looking at 4 children, 4 grandchildren who are traumatized and overwhelmed, and so. He goes, I still miss my daughter. Every day I keep waiting for a phone call because I'm sure it's going to come. Every time the phone rings, I'm sure it's her voice.
Right.
But he realized, no, that's not going to happen. But he said...
So what's going to go on with the kids?
He says, honestly, I haven't had any time to grieve because he's going to take over the children and raise them. I guess the father is not in the picture. No. And as Grandpa, he said, well, of course, it has... Of course, it's going to be.
Already know how to change diapers.
He lives in a 1-room apartment,
oh.
and so they're already doing support and trying to find a bigger place for him. And
so why the museum? You were saying that it's a pretty big place.
Because what had happened is that it started with a few donations and things coming in, and then it got bigger and bigger, and then they realized there's no way we can hold this. They were going to do it at the police station, like in the break room. Funny. Then it got bigger and bigger, and they're like, okay, where's indoors that's big enough?
So
and the museum said,
I
can do it. Come over here. So this man is now, and he's in his 60s, and he's taking on raising a newborn to an 11-year-old, and he says, of course I will. So I just love the fact that, of course, this is the kind of grandfather he is.
Yeah. And
I love the fact that the whole, because it's true. If this were a story that you and I were involved in, I would be as a mom, be like, oh my God, let me help you. What can I do?
Right.
So I love the fact that Baltimore was totally there for him. It's an amazing story.
I can. Here he is, going down this list. Retirement, no. Just no.
Vacation,
no.
Fishing boat, it's gone.
No, we're going to Disneyland instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Coming up next, you go to rob a bank and something goes terribly wrong. And what you're thinking of is not correct. I will tell you the real thing coming up next.
We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at StayFitWellnessClinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish.
Hi, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. The only reason I'm doing this story is so I can say Hoboken.
I can't even blame
Hoboken.
you. It's Hoboken. How can you not love it?
Hoboken.
Hoboken.
It's New Jersey. The only other word I like better is Bogota. Bogota. Should be right
I thought
next.
it was Cincinnati.
No.
Which is so much cooler.
No.
Okay, go on. Hoboken.
Hoboken. So anyway, this bad guy decided he was going to rob a bank, which is not something you just do, casually. He was like, I'm going to rob a bank.
There's some thought.
I'm going to hit the investors' bank. You know why? Because it looks fancy.
But they have a lot of money because they're investors.
Right. And so you would think, yeah.
Pulls over his stocking cap, pretends he has it. Does he have a weapon?
Doesn't matter.
That's true.
If he did or didn't.
Okay.
He seized the bank. It's 6:45 p.m. Evidently, the bank's going to close probably at 7.
I would think, yes.
So he bursts his way into the deal and walks up to the teller and says, give me the money. And he shows her the denominations he wants so he doesn't get one of the ink packs, right? And the teller just shakes.
So it's a guy with experience.
Shakes her head. Just, we don't have any money. He's like, give me, what? And she opens the drawer. And they put away the money for the night. And, here, you over there. And she opened up hers, and it was empty. Over there, you over there. Empty. They went to rob a bank, and they didn't have any. Evidently, they invested it all.
That's really sad.
They caught him.
The saddest part about that is
did they charge him with, what are they going to charge him with?
Because there was no money. It's not like he took anything.
He scared people.
Harsh language.
He scared people.
That actually is a really good point because it's like harsh language. Did you know the average bank robber gets away with about $13,000 to $14,000?
I heard it was 6.
That is it. that is so pitiful. That's like you could probably make more money at like a 7-Eleven. I mean,
Remember the guy in Holiday? This happened years ago, but the guy in Holiday, and he robbed like 9 banks, all local, and he got caught for something stupid. But he just like, they go rob another bank, and he'd go out and do
it's
it.
available.
And they had a system that he never got caught, and then it's like getting pulled over.
Eventually, it's going. You're going to. But
No signal, turn signel, and you get pulled over, and you're going to jail for a long time.
Yeah, it's way too much work for so little money. I hate to be a lazy thief, but I want. If I'm going to put the effort in, I feel like I want the return.
Let's talk cops and robbers then. Why don't we do that?
Okay, that's.
We got the robbers. How about the cops? So a lady and her kids were driving along, and they came to a stop sign and looked behind them, and here comes a guy on a bike.
Uh-oh.
This is Southern California. The guy parks his bike and walks up to her and shows a badge and opens his jacket and shows a gun in his waist.
And he's on a bike?
He's on a bike. Identifies himself as a police officer and starts berating the woman and scaring the kids inside.
He pulled her over on a bike, and then he starts yelling at her.
Yeah.
So far, this seems odd.
This is going on, and she's in a minivan, right? He rode up on a bike, and the gun thing is a little scary. Plus, it's not in a holster; it's in your waistband.
He wasn't even holstered properly?
No. And
okay, so she's got to be sure that...
His badge was probably like, there it is. It's like a Blockbuster's card that was left over from the 90s.
So we know so far that we're dealing with a relatively unstable person who has a gun.
Right.
That's what we know.
The reason the family was there is there's a taco cart, and they all got some tacos.
Delicious.
Right. And so the
Taco
kids are
carts are
eating and
delicious.
still looking at this guy who's like being weird and yelling and stuff, and they're just eating their tacos. And the lady comes out and she says, "You have to have a taco too." And she hands him a taco, like really abruptly. And he takes the taco like this, and she goes, "Oh no, you need some napkins." Pushes her door open, brushes by him, goes to the taco truck and says, "May I have some napkins? Call 911 right now. 911, call him now. This guy's harassing us. He's scaring my kids." And so everybody, okay, 911. She came back and she handed
You
him,
need a taco.
You need a taco.
Who thinks like that?
Well, who could resist that?
That is so freaking...
Who could resist that?
Because it's still, and it's delicious.
A taco.
So he's eating, and it's salsa running down his arm.
She goes, "Wow, napkin. I'm gonna get a napkin." Oh, they caught
That
him.
woman is a freaking genius.
He was rifling through her stuff and her bag and all this stuff when she came back. But police caught him. All is good. So
you need a taco. Well, so he's going to jail, but at least he did have a taco.
what a nice thing to say.
Because the tacos are delicious.
Taco, yes, that would change.
Seriously, right? Wouldn't it change the complexion of the whole thing? Like, well, maybe I don't have to rob you because I have a taco.
That's like it's like pepper spray for bears. The bear's running at you and just go spray, and he's like, "What was I doing? I was going to eat something. I don't know." You could probably do a taco with a bear. That'd be a good experiment.
See, tacos are just really,
Tacos are
everything.
There's no such thing as a bad taco.
Never. Did you see that one guy down in Texas? He was a hugely successful realtor, and one of his closing deals is that you would get free tacos for a year when you bought one of his house.
If you bought a house.
And people actually were serious about the taco thing. They were like, "This is with the house, right? The tacos?"
How big are the tacos? Where do they come from? That's what he did on all his stuff.
Tacos are delicious.
Free tacos with buy a house, get a taco.
All right, please share the show today so that you can qualify for the Christopher's grand giveaway. And then starting next week, we're going to start talking catering from Christopher's for like your office or if you have a family reunion or something, and we're giving one away.
Sweet.
And we'll draw a winner tomorrow on Friday, so we'll see you then.
See you then. Have a good one.
Have a taco.